Hi everyone, happy Saturday. So I figured I would go ahead and do this. I will probably color some today. I might some this weekend, but I think at this point I'm just going to tack it on to September. Um, so this is all my completed pages for August. Overall, it started off strong and then just kind of fizzled out at the end. There's a lot going on at work, and there's more restructuring happening, and people um, leaving roles and stuff like that. And so there's just, I don't know. It was this time last year that I started really suffering some major burnout, and I had to take a leave of absence from work last year. And it's kind of, I'm kind of there again. And so it makes it really hard to want to do anything, whether it's something productive work wise or it's something fun like coloring. And that started probably about the middle of the month. I've just been struggling a bit. Also doing videos. When I first get up in the morning, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to do a video today. And then usually by like 2 or 3 o'clock, I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And there's really no way around this other than through it. So I'm hoping, because September and October are big fall months, that will help get me back into coloring at least a little bit. But yeah, and plus it's super hot right now. We were having some really unusually low temperatures for August, and then this past week we have had the highest temps ever recorded this time of year in Tennessee. And it is just, when it gets hot like this, I just get useless. Like, I get listless. I don't want to do anything. Um, and so yeah, not as many as I would like to share. However, it is more than my requisite 10. It's definitely color by number heavy this month, but I do have 3 non-color by numbers to show you, which we'll do first. I think this one was this month. Hopefully I'm not showing this one again. So I had a mandala I had done out of Alexander Franzise's kawaii mandalas last month, and one of the things I like to do is to take a palette from Sarah Renee Clark's Color Cube, which here is number 484 is what I've been using, and I'll do a page out of Alexander Franzise's book and then a page out of a Joshua Dunbar book. And right now I'm working my way through Island Cuties, and so I did this one with the same palette. Let me grab that Kawaii Mandalas book if I can easily find it. Probably not, because I just resorted everything. There it is. I like to do this because it's interesting. It's always interesting to me how you can use the same color palette on a page but get like way different looks. So we did the little statue guy right here. I actually need to write down which one I use. I normally, my desk is a mess. And that's been it too. I'm still in the throes of trying to reorganize my room. It is turning into months and months because I'm just not finding the energy to get to it. And I really want to at least get most everything cleared off and at least put in a place before end of next week. And when did I do this? We'll just say August of 2024. I usually keep which ones I use on here, which I should be writing them on the mandalas too, which I'm going to do. So did this guy, just markers, nothing fancy, but I like how he turned out. I just didn't want to use the standard kind of gray stone colors. I wanted to do something a little different, and this palette allowed me to do that. So for comparison, last month I did this out of Kawaii Mandalas by Alexander Franzese, and this was the frog mandala, and so you can kind of see it makes it like, I really enjoy doing, and I love this picture too. I really enjoy doing this because what I'll do is I'll pull out the markers that I'm going to use for one of them, and I will just leave them out and hold on to them, and then that way I can easily use them for another picture. Or I could add in gel pens or anything like that, but I at least have my base markers the same set, so I don't have to pull two sets of colors or whatever. And I just find that um, to be particularly fun. So, and there's some palettes I like so much I end up using them 3 or 4 times in a month. I actually really do like this one. I feel like I was going to use it in something else too, but maybe I didn't. I thought about it, but I don't think I did. Anyway, so there is Joshua Dunbar this month. I actually did a color along this month. Spicy Cat Colors had a couple of Camellia Angel Cova books. I was going to do both. One was Vacation Miniatures, which is I think Farmers and Vacation Miniatures currently are my favorites of the Camellia Angel Cova books. Probably the ones I will be most likely to finish first. But I did do the Farmers Miniatures one, which was this handsome guy. And just picked this palette myself. I just didn't want to make him like a standard gray. Normally I'll use, a lot of times I'll color animals wacky colors, but I just wasn't, because I wanted everything else to be bright colors, I kind of wanted to keep him neutral. So we went with the browns and the peaches and then a little bit of gray on his hair, which I like. And then the rest of it's just markers with like a darker marker or the same marker outlining to give just a little bit of kind of a shade effect. A light blue marker outlining the entire thing. And then on this, I don't know if you can see, I did use glitter gel pens for the little streamers. I used a black glazed gel pen to outline the kite because I just thought it stood out a little prettier that way. And then I used stencils to create the design on the kite. It felt a little plain and I wanted to do something to jazz it up, so I grabbed some stencils and a white gel pen and I just outlined the design. I didn't even color it in. And I was, the thing is, I was worried because reds and yellows, like if you use white gel pen over, a lot of times they'll turn more pink or like yellow, and those didn't really do that in this case, which I find interesting. I'm trying to remember which markers I used. I think it was the Ohuhus. Interesting development. Normally I expected that, they're a little pink, but not severely so. So I thought he turned out real cute. These always get, when I post these on Instagram, any Camellia Angel Cova pictures always get a very good response. And finally, one of my biggest projects this year, one I'm certainly proud of, but was a labor of love, and took a long time to do, to get to and carry out. Another color along, Color the Tarot by Happy Catastrophe. I think I had that right. Finally did the second page in this. This is a Kawaii Tarot coloring book by Lulu Mayo. I want to go through this book front to back, and I want to use super shiny, really indulgent, shimmery colors, watercolors, gel pens, things like that, almost making these cards like shiny. Like if you had this in an actual card format and was like moving it back and forth, it'd be all iridescent and shiny and glamorous. And so the very first page I had done, I think last year, was this one, using like some Renaissance watercolors, Dreamland watercolors, water-based markers, like all kinds of stuff. So these are going to be heavy multimedia pages. And then this is the piece de resistance of the month, Shining Like the Vegas Strip. Turned out super amazing to look at. Honestly, I look at this and I'm like, I can't believe I did this picture. Sometimes you do one of those and you're like, was that really me? Did I really do that? But I did, and I'm super proud of it. I used mostly Dreamland watercolors on the water in the background, a little more watercolor here, but then I came back with the Pentel Dual Hybrid, which it's been a minute since I've heard of those, iridescent gel pen. Here, black glazed gel pen. The rest was alcohol markers and some gold Artigan chrome markers. So I used the gold and silver for that. And it really did turn out to be a stunning piece. It just took a lot to get there. And Sometimes I need to do these to remind myself I have the ability to create like really higher level pictures and like expand, like stretch myself artistically. I feel like I have the capability to do it. It's just I don't ever have the time or the energy. And so while this is gorgeous and I love how it turned out and everybody seems to love it, it just like it took a lot to get here. Plus, so in the top right's the video for that demo. I talk a little bit about how the watercolors did on this paper and how they're a little tricky. Lulu Mayo paper is a little weird anyway. So if you want to see how I did this, you can definitely check out that video. But next up will be the High Priestess, and I haven't even started to look at this and get an idea of what I want to do yet. So probably next year. At the rate we're going, it's probably going to be next year. Alright, so that's all the non-color by numbers. I know some people don't like color by numbers, so if you don't want to see these, that's fine. I still think they're cool. Actually, I'm going to show you the one thing I am proud of this month first. This has been like my definitely 2024 summer book. This is Summer Vibes by Alexandra Frenzies. I love her color by number books. And I'm super proud because I finished the color by number portion of these books. Now, what's interesting, if you don't like color by number, when she makes these books, she makes it duplicate images, one with the numbers and one without. So like you can still get the images without the numbers. So that's one thing I do want to show. Like if you still like her art and you still like these pictures, you can get it without the numbers, like, and then just don't color the color by number part. I really like that she does that. But this has been like most months I have one book. I have one book that I just consistently go to, color a page a day. Every other day I just continuously go back and forth to it because I just really enjoyed, like I'm vibing with it basically. And Summer Vibes how appropriate, has been the one for the summer, and I am proud to say this is the first one I finished the color by number portion. Now, I don't count this as a completed book yet because I like her art so much that I want to do the color by number portion, but then I also want to do the non-color by number pages and make them different than the color by numbers. And that will be when I decide this is a completed book. So it really has like 50, I don't know how many original designs are in it, but like, you know, this probably has more like 50 pages in it or whatever. And then of course, I guess I'm going to have to color the cover picture at some point too. So I'm just going to show you the ones I finished this month. I will say, so I'm not sure how many of you watch. Oh, that is coming off the page. No, that is ripping the page. We are not doing that. So I don't know if how many of you are on TikTok, but there has been a huge surgence. Actually, I should probably talk about this in like a coloring chat on Wednesday. I'll mention it there too, but there's been a huge surgence in coloring on TikTok and coloring with markers, which, you know, girly girl here who markers is her first love, you know, that joined the world where pencils reign supreme. Is happy to see that. But I'm seeing a lot of interest in trying to find markers. However, you know, the problem is, and I did a marker series last year, and the problem is like your Cali Arts, your Ohuhus, you don't have to go so far as Copic anymore, which is great. I love this picture, by the way. It's something about desert landscapes that I love to color. Just love them. The like Ohuhu Cali Art in terms of middle, depending on the price, they do seem like they're a little more expensive than they should be. Can be hard to handle when, you know, markers do eventually run out and stuff. And so a lot of people I've noticed on Facebook and on TikTok have been asking a lot of like, what markers can I buy that aren't Ohuhu and aren't crazy expensive, but that I can still use to color. And they're looking, they're not looking to blend, maybe a little bit of shading, a little bit of highlighting, but they're not looking to do like a whole heavy lift. Um, I would recommend, Chris got me a set of Ho2 markers off of Amazon, and I had never tried them before. I like this picture a lot too. It You got to be careful if you have a blotter page that is just really dense, like that you've used a lot. I really just need to throw this thing away. Sometimes that marker will bleed into your page a little bit, so we're going to toss that one actually, which sucks. I like this one too, the purple to the kind of light green. Um, and then this was the last picture here. But the Ho2 markers in the past have been cheaper. I think I saw someone say they have brush tips now available, which intrigues me because I need another set anyway. The majority of these pictures were colored with the Ho2 markers. Those have lasted me a really long time. And I have to admit, like, I quite enjoyed using them. So if you're looking for a cheaper set of markers that's not going to yellow, that have been tried and tested, because you can see here this one hasn't yellowed, I would recommend checking out Ho2, H-O-T-U. I have used those for quite a few color by numbers, and they're doing well. So I've done all the designs with the numbers. Now I do the designs without the numbers, and they're all in different order. So now this will obviously take longer for me, but very exciting for me. So, but yeah, no, I'll talk about that more, I guess, in my next coloring chat. But I just find that interesting if you happen to be looking for some good, inexpensive, not inexpensive, but less expensive markers than Ohuhu, because they're so popular. I think that's really driving the price of them up, and they're good markers. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like they're just a wee bit overpriced for markers. But autumn season, so I finished, where's my other ceramic tiles I was working on? I started picking up my ceramic tiles books again. I finished one last year, which was Halloween. I finished another one this year, didn't I? I feel like I did. Maybe it was, I can't remember. I think it was Easter. Yeah. So I decided to get back into some of my ceramic tiles by Prachita and Sachdiva. I started off with the fall one and did this little snail dude. And silly me, I was already in fall when it's like 100 degrees outside, and then realized I have a summer season one that I've barely started. So I went to this one and did a picture in here. I'll probably go ahead while it's still hot and work my way through this one as far as I can go, and then switch to the autumn one for the fall. Now the autumn one, I'm not too far in either one. No, I am fairly through autumn. Might be the book that I finish this fall. So a couple of those, and then Sach and Sachdiva. I have a stained glass Halloween I'm close to finishing, and then I keep coming back to this one and doing a couple here and there. I think the stained glass Halloween one I'm closer to finishing. Crap, that reminds me. I need to go look. I may have a page in there to show y'all. I think I do. Chibi Girls and Adorable Pets, color by number. This is a super cute little book. Nothing, again, very straightforward. Like for these types of color by numbers, I'm not going to use my Ohuhus or anything like my Copics or anything. I mean, I can if I want. Every once in a while, if I'm here and I'm lazy and I don't want to get any markers, I'll just grab my Copics. But for the most part, this is where I use like Ho2s, or just as long as they don't yellow and they don't streak too much. I also have these Magic Box markers that are a little diluted. They don't have as strong a color, and you'll see those in a minute. Like right here, you can see a little bit of difference. This page is a little wavier. They have a little more water in them than other markers. They're cheaper markers, but I don't mind using them in these books. Those, like cheaper markers that aren't as popular are the ones that I like to use in these types of books. And if I run out of markers halfway through, they get a little streaky. Like here, I ran out of a color right there. I don't stress about it. These are just for fun. These are like while we're watching TV. We just started Bob's Burgers. For years, I have not watched that show, and I kept seeing clips of it, like the sound clips on TikTok, and I finally was like, okay, we can have a very immature sense of humor, and I'm like, this seems like our type of show, and it's actually been quite fun. It's been one of the few things that I've been able to, that I've wanted to do and have been entertained by while feeling all this burnout mess. But like we watch that in Stargate SG-1 right now. But yeah, let me pause this real quick and go get that other book. Okay. So I do have some stained glass Halloween to show you. Also by Such and Such Diva. We got one, you know what? I pulled all these without counting them. You'll have to look in the description and see how many total there were for the month. But I've also been using the Magic Box markers for this. And the Ho-Tos. So it's because I'm grabbing the one behind it. Crazy Clown Man. I do not have many left in here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4. So this one may very well be done by Halloween, which would be pretty cool. So we just did 3. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, no, I got one more to show you. One more non-color by number. So if you stuck to the end, what did I say, 19, 20? I have to recount them. There's this one. It was at the bottom of the stack. I am not organized today. Hot Witch Summer, one of the newest ones from Deborah Muller. Love me her witch books, especially love witches doing, I love them when they're doing witchy things, but I like non-witchy things too. And so I did do a page in here. I did this one. I also don't like coloring my witches like regular skin tones, so I always end up coloring them crazy colors, and she is of course a purple witch. The only thing, I love this picture, the only thing I wish I'd done is just made this a lighter orange. Like she's bold and the clouds are a little more pastel, and the water's more pastel, so I kind of wish I'd made the orange just a little bit lighter pastel orange on this. I think she would have stood out even better. But I used the Ranger ink liquid pearls on her little necklace there. Just a little bit of gel pen, a little bit of white gel pen on the lines down here. And then, yeah, she was a lot of fun. So I think I'm at 20. We'll look in the description. But, so yeah, for those of you that stuck around, you got another non-color by number picture. I think the last few videos I've also taken a few minutes to talk about my September plans. So we have one more month of watercolor summer 2024. I need to get, I've been seeing posts on Instagram. I've not had a chance to comment. I need to go and do that. I would like to do at least one more watercolor related picture demo. It might just be one, it might be 2. Before we round that out, I think it's been a pretty fruitful year for me. I don't even think I'd done this many watercolor pictures in the previous years. So definitely leaning into Halloween this month. More Halloween than probably fall until it cools up. Tammy and I have some buddy colors for this month that we're working on. One out of a Cat 22 book, and then another one. It's supposed to be a quarterly, but since it's like the last month and a quarter, I don't know if we're just going to do this for like, the rest of the year, or but it's a double page spread in our cat coloring therapy book, which is going to be an endeavor. I have a lot of whips I want to finish up that need pencil added to them. I have an Artisto pencil review I need to do. You will probably see that next weekend. And yeah, trying to finish one of these days. You'll get a tour of everything when I get all of this organized. What was I gonna say? Some Halloween, still some summer. This is kind of where I'm mixing seasons. I might still be doing summer stuff because it's so dabbling hot, but I'm gonna start dipping into Halloween for sure. I usually like coloring Halloween over the course of 2 or 3 months. Trying to think. I don't really have a ton of plans this month. I am gonna have to go on a work trip 2 weeks from now, or a week and some change from now, and hang out with my full team as it is, I guess, one more time before everything changes. Anyway, but yeah, we're just gonna kind of roll with it this month, because I'm in a little bit of a burnout mode. Let me show you. I can show you some of the books that I've got pulled that I've been thinking about. So Tam and I have a page out of here we're doing, and then that's gonna be like our monthly page, and then out of here we've got a double page spread to do. I've been desperate to get into this book, and she loves it too, and so I'm super excited. This might be, like I said, it's a quarterly page, but we might just say it's going to be through the end of the year, because we're in the last month of Q3. If I have a lot of time and inclination, I would love to finish my whip in here. I just need to add pencil to it. Actually, this would be something good to work on this next week, because this is part of my Artisto review. I used the Caran d'Ache Super Color watercolor pencils, and then I'm going to go over the top with the Artisto colored pencils. I need to finish that. One of these days I'm going to finish my Puss in Boots picture with Arteza pencils over the top. We still have that one. I have a Disney whip from Tome 10. I actually was really close to trying to finish this month, and then I got distracted. Where did you go? 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 I know you're in here. There it is. So I've got, this is from Raya and the Last Dragon, I think, and I mostly just need to fill in the background with like blacks and grays and stuff. I also ordered more Lyrica books, which I may show y'all this weekend or during the week. It's a couple more. It may all be Disney books. I don't think it's all Disney books, but mostly Disney books. So I have whips to work on. I would also, maybe my watercolor demo can be in Spooky. Sorry that the table is shaking. Also would be nice to do a woodland watercolor as well. I need to look if some of these are in, some of these are in our list of things to do, me and Tammy together. I would love to do a mythographic book. Color Me Halloween. I'd like to do a page in there. I want to move to our next cryptid and cryptids. If y'all have any requests, let me know. This is what we have. I'm probably going to do the Hopkinsville Goblin if I don't hear recommendations, because that one's actually the one closest to me. Knoxville is actually easily a day's drive from me. Now we have done Mothman. So I would like to do one of those. I would like to finally color in these little R.J. Hampson books. Like, there's Asleep and Awake. I would like to at least get started in Asleep. I already know what color I'm going to do the fox. I just need to do it. Color me capybaras. I am still conflicted on this book for a couple reasons. I love it. There's a new one out. I want to color in it. However, some of the images look awful similar to another book I have that was printed a while back. And so I'm a little, I don't know how I feel about that one yet. Like to do a Joshua Dunbar book and Alexander Franzese again. I'm not going to grab any in particular. Oh, I do also want to do one out of here, which is Sugar Sweet's latest release, Drawing the Timeline. I would like to do one out of there as well. So I have a whole stack. And then there's also color alongs, whatever. I'd like to do another Spicy Cat Colors. There's other color alongs going on that I would like to participate in. We have the books I worked in this month. I'd like to do maybe another witch page, another Deborah Muller page. I have ideas, as you can see. Then I have all these bookshelves of books, and just not the time or the inclination to do much. I really need to pick a Matchstick Mouse book and just color. Like, make it a project book, make it, just markers or whatever, and just color. Like, there's a couple I need to just adopt as project books to work on, month to month. So, like I said, I have ideas. I guess if somebody was to force me on it, I have a whole stack I have sitting here of books that interest me. It's just finding the time and inclination to do it. It's a lot of change and a lot of stress at work right now. Family health issues seem to be doing a little better, but there's still that to worry about. It is hot and miserable, and I have no energy or desire to really want to do anything other than just sweat and be grumpy. So we'll see how far, big dreams, but we'll see how far we get this month. Anyway, that's it from me. Thanks for watching, and if I don't do another video this weekend, it just didn't come together, but I'm hoping to do a video Monday, and I'm hoping to do a video Wednesday, but we're just gonna have to see, because I said that last week too, and it just never came to fruition. So I also need to show you guys where Baby Dragons is done. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you have a good weekend. If you're in the US and you get the day off, enjoy your 3-day weekend. I wish everybody got that off, but I know some people can't, and that sucks, because I feel like we all could use a little extra time off right now. So, all right, y'all take care and talk to you soon. Bye for now.